hey, you want to shoot Coachella for us?
The biggest takeaway for me was being there and just seeing the amount of money flowing through there from a media perspective. Like, this is a giant media play.
And I think in the age of post-COVID, a lot of AI, community engagement is one of the biggest brand plays that is now and will continue to develop.
Oh, they're going to triple down on it.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the Creative Rise podcast. We're so glad you're here for kind of a fun personal episode, actually. We're going to talk about
a
recap episode of Bieberchella.
We didn't go to Bieberchella.
Unfortunately, we didn't actually see Bieber.
No, we were there, but we didn't get to see him.
Yes.
We were working.
We were working. So we're going to talk about working Coachella.
Actually, we were sleeping while Bieber was on.
That's actually very true.
Yeah.
We were out till 5 a.m. shooting at Coachella, and it was crazy. So we're going to give you the ins and outs, the lessons learned, and my biggest flop of the year, actually.
Yeah.
This is my biggest flop of the year that happened with this job. So we're going to dive into it. But first...
Before we do, I got a couple awesome wins. So round 15, of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind is coming to a close. We just wrapped up week 5, which was awesome. Week 5 was everything about sales. So we did some mock demo sales calls with everybody, trying to teach them and get them comfortable with selling. Where are your points of conflict? Where are your points of friction? And how do we help you learn to ease that, which is really cool. So week 5 was incredible. We've got a bunch of awesome wins. So I'm going to shout a couple of them out here. So shout out to Chris Krieb. He locked down a $2,100 deal shooting a wedding dress designer, an editorial shoot, actually shooting a bunch of new dresses, which is incredible. Shiv from Australia, super cool, $1,600 job for a lifestyle jewelry shoot, which is awesome. Isaiah Everett, Long Beach, California. Shout out Isaiah. $2,722 this past week in portraits, grad sessions, just that time of the year, lots of stuff going on. He owns a studio, so lots going on in the studio. Ian, this is huge. Shout out to Ian. Ian locked in his biggest deal ever. I'm going to read this for you right here. Rings the bell, $48,000 deal locked in, biggest deal of my life. 8-month retainer, $6,000 per month, 16 social videos per month, absolutely buzzing. He goes, I used some talking points from this week's modules, the sales modules, that really helped push me in the right direction, and it really resonated with them. They said this would be the biggest investment they'd ever made in their business, and I hit them with the fact that y'all are willing to make such a big investment means the brand is headed towards massive upwards trajectory, and they love that. Super, super fired up. This is incredible. So Ian, shout out to you, bro. Biggest deal of his life. Incredible. We got another massive deal. Biggest deal of his life. Shout out to Will. I'm going to read through a couple of Will's wins. He had a huge week. So shout out to Will from LumaWorks, Texas, College Station, Texas. Will's a filmmaker. $1,250 recap video and a looping header video. Super stoked. That's for a barber. He also then just locked in his biggest deal of all time at the time for a single video, $10,520 for a big event recap package, plus pin posts, plus some testimonial videos from the actual event, 24-hour turnaround for a mini recap video, 300 event photos. He's so stoked. He said, this is the biggest thing I have ever charged for, and I'm so pumped to get this kind of work. And then we wrap up with 3 days later. Will also put in the chat, he said, I'm ringing the bell again, $4,100 per month retainer with a 12-month contract. It's $49,200 over 12 months. He goes, this is the biggest win I've ever had. I'm freaking out. He said, I'm super stoked. Biggest sale I have ever made. And he's basically doing 1 day of monthly production for it's for a ministry. Cool. It's like for a big college campus thing. Really cool. 1 monthly production, including pre-production, cinematic story video, with some testimonial stuff, some films, some photos. He's kind of just like it's almost like they hired him full time, but he's like, no, don't hire me full time. Hire me on contract, which is really cool. So great job, Will, on negotiating that. But $4,100 a month, $49,000, guys. Such a big week for them, which is incredible. So a couple of the wins here. Genevieve, shout out to you, Genevieve. $2,400 for her signature branding session with an interior designer. She's so pumped up about this. Genevieve is actually a wedding photographer, very successful wedding photographer, and she's getting into shooting brands, getting into shooting personal brands. So Genevieve had a great week because this is a brand new offer that she just built. And this was her first time booking at a $2,400, which is awesome. So
cool.
So many great wins. Owen, shout out to Owen. And now the retainers this week. Shout out to Owen Fisher. Owen is from Portland, Oregon. He is a filmmaker. He says, ringing the bell, $22.50 per month for a retainer with this incredible restaurant. He is in the restaurant industry, the restaurant niche, incredible at it. He says, this one's been about 2 months in the making. Honestly, was not expecting it to close soon, but after a couple consistent follow-ups and reworking the pitch, we finally made it happen. 12 images per month, 4 videos per month, and 2 announcement-style videos per month for like new menu items, and that is $22.50 per month. So shout out to Owen. That's incredible. And then Adam and Clara. Shout out to Adam and Clara. $5,442 for a holiday park campaign. This is a tourism job. Shout out to them. They're all the way down in Australia. 30 edited high resolution images, 60 seconds of B-roll, 3 UGC style videos, 2 collaborator reels on their account, and 1 collaborated carousel post. So much good stuff going on. This was a heavy week. Like, incredible week. There was a lot of wins. That's a lot of wins, and that's not even all of them. That's just a few of the ones that I screenshotted from the chat from the last couple of days. So
shout out round 15.
Shout out round
Next
15.
week we are going to actually be releasing how much they made collectively in 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we're really excited to tally that up.
I believe round 14 broke the record. I think it was like $510,000. So we're going to see how close they get.
We're going to see.
We are going to see how close they get. I'm super excited to see what goes on.
Great crew.
It's a solid crew. But let's talk Coachella. So
let's talk Coachella.
We just got back, and I feel like we're still catching up on sleep.
I know. I'm like, it was pretty hectic. Under my eyes.
Yeah,
I am like a true in my 30s girl where staying up till 5 a.m. is like not the norm for me.
Yeah.
We're like normally early to bed type people. That was a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And it was even crazier because not only were we up till 5 a.m., well, we were shooting till 5. So we got home at like 5:36.
Yeah.
We also then had a 24-hour turnaround. Mm-hmm. And for photo, that's pretty manageable.
Yes.
For video, it's a grind. Like I was up.
Yeah.
I went to bed at probably 6. We'll get into the whole story, but I think I went to bed at like 6. I woke up at maybe 10:30, 11. So I think I slept for like 4.5, 5 hours. Woke up at like 11, just before lunch, and then grinded from 11 all the way till I think I delivered everything at like 7 p.m. maybe, just a little bit before that. And it was 2 recap videos of the 2 events we shot. We'll talk about that. And then social cut downs from each one of those videos as well, which was so awesome. It was so fun. I actually had a lot of fun. I feel like I got out of it and I was like, I would do it again.
Yeah. I would do it again.
It was a grind.
I would do it again. It was a grind. But so background and the flop.
Yeah, why don't you give a little bit of background and then I'll ask you about the flop
of the year. Now, this is one of those flops where it got saved at the end, so it was fine. But I normally don't make these types of mistakes, and so this was a crazy day. So background context, this is one of our really great, awesome retainer clients that I've worked with for like 10 years. They're wonderful. Literally such a dream client for me and has been for so long. I absolutely love working with their team. We normally don't do in-person events for them. We normally just do campaigns that we develop and execute throughout the year. But they reached out a few months ago and were like, hey, you want to shoot Coachella for us? We're bringing in a ton of influencers. It's a massive kind of brand play for us. Like, it's going to be, we're going to have basically 2 influencer events at Coachella, the Revolve Festival and the Neon Carnival. Can you guys come and do recaps of both of them? And we're like, absolutely. Normally, we don't actually do a lot of events, but
no, you and I have actually never shot
an event
together. And we've been married for 5 years now, and
we mostly just do brand campaigns, things like that. But since they're such an awesome client, we're like, absolutely, let's do it. So,
hey, why don't we just intro ourselves a little bit more for everybody, because you're kind of talking about
Christy.
So this is Christy, obviously I'm Joey, and we started Creative Rise back in 2019 with one purpose: to help creatives just like us learn how to make more money through focusing on the business side. So this podcast has been around for 5+ years, and every week we drop an episode about this, but we do run our own business. A lot of people will say, do you guys still do your own thing? And absolutely. Everything we talk about on the podcast comes from things that we learn in our own businesses, the good stuff and the bad stuff. And as Christy was saying, we don't shoot a lot of events. It's just not what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of brand work, a lot of brand campaigns, lots of product launches. We do a lot of brand strategy work, brand builds, photo and video, also do some design work. And then you also are a wedding photographer and a couples photographer. So you have a massive background. That's really your biggest background that dates you back the furthest is shooting weddings.
I got my start in shooting weddings, moved into the destination wedding space, did that full time for many years, and then shifted fully into the commercial space, worked fully in the commercial space. Now I'm doing a blend of both because I missed it. So worked a lot of events, but they were weddings and not a lot of other events in the commercial space. So anyways, they asked us to do this event for them. And so we said yes. And we went out there. I booked everything. Again, this was like a couple months in advance. I had so I'll just tell it as I lived it. So we're supposed to shoot the event on Sunday.
Yeah, let's break down these two events we're supposed to be shooting.
Yeah, okay. So they're both. So we've got the Revolve Festival and the Neon Carnival, which just funny names, but they're both influencer events. So brands will set up big brand booths, brand activations, these really cool kind of experiential booths to get people looking at their product, just all this stuff, and then they'll bring influencers to have content throughout the entire weekend. A lot of brands will obviously have houses where they'll bring the influencers. They pay for them to come out. Oftentimes they're paying the influencers to even be there, delivering deliverables of UGC, things like that. But it's a big deal. Coachella has become not just a music festival.
It's a giant media fest.
It's become a media festival, which is amazing.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And that is really encouraging for people like you and I.
Absolutely.
Because it shows you how much brands are willing to spend. I mean, the entire thing is branded. You can't look somewhere without seeing advertisements. Even when we get to the airport, you land in Palm Springs and it's they've got brand activations in the airport of people handing out seltzers or alcohol-free drinks or some type of makeup company. It's an unbelievable experience to see how much
brands capitalize on this opportunity.
Experiential activations take place, but they only exist basically to get people there and then to get content of those activations. That's almost what's interesting. The activations are one thing. Getting to hand out your product to a bunch of influencers to, let's say 1,500 or 3,000 people that are at this invite only influencer festival. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. But what's even more important to those brands is the content they can develop from that activation. Absolutely. And that was just everywhere. So for people like us, for creatives like us, that's really encouraging.
It's a great opportunity to be thinking about and go hey, as the months lead on after Coachella, pitch yourself to some brands, see who's going, if they need content. We talked, Creative Rise Mastermind grad, that went through the mastermind. She ended up doing a super cool gig with Erewhon when they were at Coachella, and it was a super last minute thing too, which is really cool. So anyways, if you are in the commercial space, if you're wanting to work with more brands, it's a great way to get involved with a brand, is to pitch yourself to shoot an event in Coachella for next year or Stagecoach for this year.
It is a
last
giant media fest.
It is a media fest. So anyways.
Okay, so we get hired to shoot these two different events, right? By one of our clients. It's a big beverage brand that was doing a big activation there, and we were supposed to start Sunday at about 2:00.
Yes. So I'm okay, we're shooting Sunday at 2:00. Our first event's at 2. It's a few hours, and then we have a night event from 10 to midnight.
So Revolve Fest starts at 2.
Revolve is
at 2.
The
Neon Carnival starts at
10. So we were okay, sick. And as a wedding photographer, you just learn you never fly in the same day. You just never do that.
Always the day before.
Always the day before. So anyways, we're flying from Sacramento down to Palm Springs. The only direct flight that day is in the morning at 7 a.m. the day before, so Saturday. I'm normally not an early morning flight person, but it's the only flight, let's do it. So I book us in and I'm we'll have a full day to just relax, get all of our stuff together, maybe take a nap in advance. We're just we're going to golf. It's going to be easy. And so we pack up all of our stuff. We jump on the plane. We're flying down. We touched down at maybe 9 a.m. The first mini flop was that I realized I never actually booked the rental car. It was one of those things where I thought I did. I didn't. We literally show up. I walk up to the rental car counter, and thankfully it's Saturday of Coachella, so everyone came in on Thursday, Friday. Yeah. So it's completely, the airport actually is pretty empty. Dead. I jump in the rental car. There's not even a line at the rental car company. The guy was super sweet, gave me an upgrade for free. Total, it was so cheap to get the rental car day of.
We flew down there with Christy's sister, and Christy's sister posted on her Instagram story, and Leslie was there's type A people, there's type B people, and then there's type C people, which is Christy. Just rocks up and day of booking a rental car.
I genuinely am not normally a type super type B. I'm a A minus. I'm an A minus. I type A minus.
Yeah, that's a good.
But I was definitely type C that day. So it's Saturday morning, 9 a.m. We get our rental car. I'm texting with my contacts with the company, being hey, for parking, whatever. Talking about, tomorrow on the Sunday of when we're actually going to start shooting. We are driving to the house that we're staying at in Palm Desert on Saturday at like 10 a.m. now. And I just get a bad feeling. Like nothing even like, there was no text. There was no like anything.
It's that women's intuition.
It was a true woman's intuition moment where I just go, is the date wrong? Do I have the date right? Like
me as a man over here, I'm just cruising. I'm like,
Joey's
I'm driving, I'm just hanging out. I'm like sunshine, and I'm thinking about playing golf that afternoon.
And literally all my years of shooting weddings, of shooting campaigns, I've never gotten a date wrong. Like never.
That's me.
I know you have.
Yeah, I missed a wedding.
I have never missed a wedding, misthought a wedding, like anything. So I just get this weird gut feeling, and I'm like, you know what? Is it actually today? Am I thinking it's tomorrow, but it's actually today? I like quickly Googled like, when is because I go back to a past email, and I literally Google, when is the Revolve Festival? And it's like today, Saturday. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I like quickly like phone the brand. They're like, oh, it's today. I'm like, great. We'll see you in a couple hours.
I'll see you in literally like an hour and a half.
I'll see you in an hour and a half.
And we had a 40-minute drive to the house,
We had a 40-minute drive to the house, and we are just like speeding down the way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. So had completely gotten the date wrong. But thank goodness we took that early flight the day before, and that it was the only flight, because I would have flown in on like a 7 p.m. flight that night if there had been. So praise the Lord, we literally flew in that morning. We got back, showered super quick, charged our batteries. Our batteries weren't even charged. So we literally like threw them on.
Most of our batteries were charged.
But some of them weren't. So we're like throwing things on. Leslie goes out and gets us lunch real fast so that we have something before we go. Anyways, we were able to pull it together, and we show up as if nothing happened, and it ended up being completely fine.
We showed up early, actually.
We actually did show up early, but that was insanity. Like that, I'm telling you, that has never happened to me ever. And
Christy was like insanely stressed.
That saved.
Insanely stressed.
Yeah.
Well, especially because like
that was my flop of the year.
We never shot Coachella before, so it was like, where do we go? You know, it was like we're trying to sift through all the details.
Yes, and you can't replace it, right?
We could have definitely used another day to like continue to figure all that stuff out.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what we would have done. We would have had to like call some people that we know in the area and be like, get over to Coachella right now and just
then we would have had to. We would probably have to jump in the car, and we would have had to drive like.
Yeah, but that would have taken like 8 hours,
8.5 hours.
Yeah,
so we would have gotten there like mid-afternoon.
Oh,
and then,
gosh, that would have been so
would have been insane.
So anyways, that was my almost flop. My almost flop. Well, it was a flop, but almost got saved flop. So anyways.
So we shot that.
And
that was awesome. That was like a daytime event. Lots of influencers running around, grabbing product. A bunch of famous people doing stuff. And that was pretty eye-opening to like what Coachella is. Again, like Coachella is a giant media fest.
Yes.
It's basically just a giant opportunity for brands to get exposure, and they all pay into it to put on this festival, bring artists that attracts the crowds. Like it's a giant funnel towards just a media pipeline, which is really, really crazy.
Yeah.
And so the Revolve Fest was cool because it was during the day. There's a bunch of awesome brands there, and we were shooting Revolve from 1. We got there like 12-ish, 1 till 5. We ended up staying there till about 6. And then as we were leaving, our client says to us, she's like, hey, like, I think Justin Bieber's going to go a little bit long tonight. So all of the influencers we brought that you guys are supposed to be shooting tonight from 10 to 12.
They're going to want to stay till the end.
They're going to want to stay till the end of Biebs.
Yeah.
And so we don't actually think we're going to get there till like 1:30 to the Neon Carnival, which was supposed to be from 10 to 12.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
like
we can be flexible.
Don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd want to stay at Justin Bieber too.
We'd want to stay to the end of Bieber as well. So anyways, we go home. We were just a couple minutes away. We grab a little bit of food. I go to bed. Did you go to bed?
I went to bed a little later than you, but yeah.
I full on like charged the batteries up, got the cards ready.
Joey's just like knocked out.
I went to bed because here's the other problem with this. So we had flown down there on Saturday morning thinking the event was on Sunday.
Yeah.
It turns out the event was on Saturday. Friday night, so the night before we fly down, I stayed up till like 3 a.m. because we had so much stuff to get done before going down to Coachella to shoot. I'm working on so many things, rebranding our whole business. Like we're doing a bunch of stuff. So I just stayed up, and I'm a night owl. Like I force myself. Christy, by the time Christy gets in bed every single night, Christy's like so ready to get to bed.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. Like
my
energy, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, like I just don't feel super energy. I go to force myself to go to the gym. We go to the gym pretty early in the morning, and then I have quite a bit of energy after that. And then by like mid-afternoon, like 1 o'clock to 3, I'm just tanking. I mean, my energy is so low. Happens every day. And then by 5, 6 o'clock, my energy is ramping back up, and my energy would peak at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
If I let it. Like I could stay up all night, especially if I get into stuff. Like I can just grind all night.
Oh yeah.
So I had done that night before. Friday night, I'm like, I got so much stuff to do before we go to Coachella. I'm going to get as much done as possible. And so I stayed up till 3 a.m. on Friday night going, we've got a 7 a.m. flight. We have to leave our house at like 5:30. And that's okay though, because we're shooting Coachella on Sunday. We're going to get down to the desert on Saturday. It's going to be so relaxing. We're going to get there super early in the day. I'm going to go sleep for like 3 or 4 hours, like have a great like mid-morning nap, wake up, play around in golf, and then I'll start prepping all the gear and everything for the next day, which is Sunday, to shoot the event. So what was really difficult about Coachella was because we had gotten the date mixed up. And there's a whole story of that. Because we had gotten the date mixed up, I showed up to Coachella on like 2.5 hours of sleep. Yeah. And then we shot for 6 hours. And then I came home, went to bed for 3 hours, and we got back up.
Yeah, I literally set my alarm.
Midnight?
Well, because I was in contact with our contact of like, hey, text me when you guys are leaving, whatever. Yeah. So they were so great to work with the entire time. Like they were just so awesome. Yeah, but just with the schedule of Coachella, like shifting and changing, Justin Bieber wasn't supposed to be done with his set until like 1 o'clock in the morning. So then I set my alarm, but I don't know if anyone else experiences this. I know other people do, but it's like when you have a super early flight in the morning or something like that, and you're just worried you're not going to wake up to your alarm. You wake up like every 30 minutes. So I think I went to bed at like 11:30, and then I kept waking up every 30 minutes, and I had set my alarm for like midnight, actually. No, I probably went to bed at like 10:30. Set my alarm for midnight or 12:30 to get back up. And so anyways, barely slept. We got back up, jumped in our car, and I'm like, this is just so not normal life to like be waking up to then go to work in the middle of the night, which so respect for any people who work night shifts. And we jump in the car, we roll on over to the Neon Carnival and the Revolve Festival. Were both on off-site little Coachella venues. So we got there at like 1, I think. We park. We get in there. It's just like crazy EDM music, like bah, bah, bah,
it's like some DJ just
it's like so windy.
So loving it. Yeah.
He's just loving all DJ's friends up there.
Everywhere.
Dust everywhere. It was crazy. It's all the people that don't like Justin Bieber were there. And then we start shooting the
I showed up and I was like, who are these people?
We're like, who are these people?
Why are these people not at Bieber?
Yeah. So anyways, we're starting to shoot and everything like that. But the main event is like a lot of the influencers coming in, getting them at the booth, interacting with the product, everything like that. So we were supposed to be out there, I think like 1 o'clock to like
we thought the influencers were going to get there 1:30 to 2. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Justin Bieber, I think, ends around like 1:15, maybe 1:30. And they're like, hey, we're on our way.
I think he ended at 1. I think they had like a hard noise stop or something.
They get so stuck in traffic because not everyone, but almost everyone stayed for Justin Bieber. They get stuck in so much traffic. They don't arrive to the Neon Carnival because of the traffic until like 4:30 in the morning, which I get.
The Neon Carnival was supposed to be Carnival was supposed to be done at 5.
Yeah.
And they get there, the brand gets there with all the influencers at like 4-ish, 4:30. And we were like, honestly, I was feeling pretty great. It was like a point in the night where I was like,
Joey's like, this is actually peak energy time.
I'm like back, man. Like they gave us some like little cookie snacks, and I was eating these little chocolate chip cookies and stuff. And I was starting to get my energy back, and it was almost morning. I mean, the sun was about to come up, so I was like, I was on a high.
Well, I felt so bad that so many people couldn't get to that event on time because of the traffic. Like it just is so insane. And like this area is not meant for like massive amounts of people. So it's just not, the infrastructure of the city is just not meant for this. And so anyways, we were able to get everything we needed. They were so lovely to work with. It was so fun. But man, rolling back in at like 6 a.m. I was like, this is crazy.
We got home at like 6:15, 6:30 or something.
And then, slept for a few hours, woke up, and then did a 24-hour turnaround, which honestly, like event or not, like if you are in the commercial or brand space, like fast turnaround times, we preach this all the time, but people pay for speed. People pay for speed. So if you're going to do something quickly, you can charge for it. It's a massive value add. Someone may actually choose you over another person if you give faster turnaround, even if maybe they don't like your work as much or whatever, your deliverables are less. If you can give things and turn around things with speed, that's a massive upside. So we both were like, okay, we're next day turnaround, even though we ended a little bit later and we we're super flexible on timing, which was another big value add. I mean, like that event alone, I feel like just developed our relationship even more with what was already an awesome relationship. And it's just also, I feel like, a couple takeaways from Coachella I guess we should get into. One is being super flexible. So like working with brands, like there's so many other factors they have to deal with other than just dealing with you, right? And I an event really showcases that.
You are not the center of
No,
their
you're not
brand.
the center. You're never the
They're
center.
not thinking about you. Yeah.
No, and
which
so,
is okay. They got so much stuff to think about.
Like a brand specifically with like Coachella or a massive event, like they're dealing with not only you, they're dealing with other vendors that they're working with that are maybe doing like product delivery, or they're doing setup for the actual event or the installations. They're also dealing with the like actual conference or festival like level people, as well as other brand levels. They're dealing with so much. So I think the best thing you can do is approach any event, anything that you're doing with the brand, which just, how can I help? Like literally, how can I be flexible and how can I help? And if I have to go over my hours, I go over my hours.
That was a great example of that. Like they were like, we're so sorry. Like we're not
they were
going to
like
get there
so
tonight till
apologetic.
hours later. They're like, instead of shooting 10 to 12, could you guys shoot like 12 to 2? And we're like, yeah. Like 100%.
Absolutely.
Like we got you. We ended up shooting 1 to 6.
Yeah.
You know, in the morning.
Yeah. And we weren't like, here's our bill. Like whatever.
No,
like, we just were like,
we
we're
literally
here.
said to them, I looked at the client in the eyes. I'm like, hey, we're here. Like we got you.
Yeah.
You know, like you're good. Like you guys do what you got to do. We got you. We're here once. It's happening. Like there's no point in us trying to be super rigid with stuff.
Yeah.
And
so it's like, just be the type of person someone would want to work with. You
be
gotta
the most
have their
valuable
back.
you can be.
Yeah, be the most valuable you can be. How do you just have their back? How do you just make everything a win? Like even if someone's late or something happens or something totally falls through, how do you just continually make it a win? And that would be like a massive one for me, is just like, how do you just treat your clients with just the utmost like care and respect? And when you give like that, like people want to give back to you. Like they want to take care of you.
Yeah.
And we've experienced that over and over again with clients of like, when we've just gone like, you know what, how do we just make this a win for them? And like, how do we not like nitpick over things or whatever? It just comes
they
back.
want to tip you. They want to go, hey, we want to pay you more for that job than you even billed us for. Or they're like, hey, we just got another project. We want to get you on it. Like,
exactly.
So good to work
just
with
like
you guys. Yeah.
Think long-term relationships. So that's a big one. And then obviously fast turnaround times. I already talked about that. But like, how do you just like expedite what you need to do in order to give a great product super quick? What would be another like takeaway you have from the whole experience?
Yeah, so I think like the biggest takeaway for me was being there and just seeing the amount of money flowing through there.
Yeah.
From a media perspective. Like it was really quite eye-opening to go, like this is a giant media play. And they just use a festival to bring people to get a ton of attention, ton of eyes on it. But like every brand there had to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, figures, multiple 7 figures in what they were paying to set up activations, plus flying out all the talent, the influencers, you know, setting up the houses. Like it was just, it's pretty incredible the amount of money that people were willing to spend, but it shows you the value of media. So I think that was the biggest takeaway for me, was just seeing this. And like, I just want to encourage everybody that's listening to the pod today, like you are so valuable as a photographer, as a filmmaker, as a UGC creator. It doesn't matter what you do if you are helping drive the attention economy forward in the brand space. Like there is just so much activity. And if you're nervous about the whole AI thing, like, you know, AI is not going to replace any of the stuff we just did that weekend.
Yeah.
You know, like if there's any part of the brand industry that's not going to get touched by AI, it's like in-person event photography, filmmaking, UGC, like that stuff is just not going to get replaced because you're actually capturing what is happening in real life. It's more documentary versus like, oh, I'm in a studio and I'm creating product shots, right?
And
like that's much easier to get replaced. But.
And honestly, you guys, like if you're wanting to get into the brand and commercial space and you're like, oh shoot, but like sounds really intimidating. I don't know if I feel totally confident like pitching like a full individualized campaign to a brand that I'd be doing. Pitch for events, like build that relationship in that way. Like many times I feel like I have gotten in with a brand or a client or whatever by doing a smaller version of what I really want to do for them. And events is a really great way to do that. And I think in the age of post-COVID, a lot of AI, community engagement is one of the biggest brand plays that is now and will continue to develop.
Oh, they're going to triple down on
it. People are so over, like, is this real? Is this not? Is this only for influencers? Is this also for the regular person? And as much as Coachella was very like influencer based, a lot of it was like people interacting who are not actually involved with the brand. So I think brands will double down on community engaging things in person, in real life, and they need that content captured. So I think if you're like, I want to be shooting like these massive, like big campaigns for these brands, maybe start in the event side.
Yeah,
you can
build
develop some
there.
Amazing relationships in that. And even being around other brands for different festivals or conferences or anything like that, that could be a really great way to get your name in the door with a brand you want to work with.
Yeah. So how do you pitch that? Like, let's say someone wants to go to Stagecoach this next week and pitch a brand and be like, I want to meet you there. I want to shoot for you. Or someone wants to pitch Coachella next year. Yeah. How do they do it?
Yeah. So I would, first of all, I think research what they're actually doing. Like a lot of the times you can find out a lot of that stuff of where they're going to be, all of that kind of stuff. So do your research of like, okay, what festivals are they at? In most major cities, there are festivals or conferences or meetups or like run clubs or like random things like that where there's a lot of partnerships, cross-collaborating partnerships. And so just do your research, find out where those people are going to be, and then shoot the brand a voice memo or send them an email or whatever and say, hey, I see that you're going to be in X place on X date. I'm sure you're bringing in some awesome stuff to cover X, Y, and Z. Again, make it very personable. And then go, I know that content of that event is going to be a big deal to your brand, and I would love to capture it. Here's a couple ideas that I have. I can do a same day turnaround or next day turnaround, and I would love to capture this event for you.
Yeah.
Like,
let's
can we chat? You know?
Yeah.
And it can be as literally simple as that, but a lot of the times getting things captured sometimes is like a last minute thing because there's so much focus on like, okay, we're getting this and this, and maybe their internal social content team's coming out, but they don't have someone to do like a professional recap video or like professional photo or things like that. And it often is like a last minute add-on. And so I would really, like, even if an event is like, again, one of our mastermind girls, she literally got the job maybe 5 days in advance with a big brand. And so huge. I would say, don't ever count yourself out. Don't ever count that it's too late, and just pitch with value forward. Like, I want to do this and I want to be a great partner with you. So I don't know. Would you add anything to that, Joe?
Yeah. One of the other things I think is like heavy on the idea part of that pitch. Like one of the things that we saw and that we always try and lean into as well, like people that were shooting at Coachella were there on a mission. Like they were like, here's our shot list, or here's the things that we are guaranteed we have to get. Here's the hero images we're getting. Here's the UGC reels. Here's the trends that we're going to be emulating with your brand. Like they came in with a plan. And I think that's what a lot of brands really want out of a creative right now. We've talked about this so many times on the podcast, guys, but like just showing up and shooting something and being basically a human tripod. You come with a camera and 2 legs. Like that is not valuable in the 2026 creator economy, the attention economy, whether it's a brand, even in the wedding space, like that's getting less and less valuable. People are loving wedding photographers, wedding filmmakers, definitely loving wedding content creators. They're showing up with a plan. Like, here is all the ways that we're going to, based on what you've told me about yourself,
shot list.
Here's the personality-based stuff we're going to shoot for you. Here's the thing that you and your husband, soon-to-be husband, or family are really going to find value in 20 years from now. Like, we're going to intentionally shoot that. Or with brands, like, hey, here's your ideal client. Here's 5 here's 5 trends that we're going to be like running with today. We're going to make these videos. I have a plan for it. Hey, you, and you come with me. I'm going to make it happen. Like that style of creator, photographer, filmmaker, UGC creator, wedding content creator, like that is the person that's going to succeed in the next decade, the next 5 years for sure. So that would be my advice. Like in your email, when you're trying to pitch to go to Coachella, go to Stagecoach, go to anything like this, like pitch some ideas. Yeah. And we had somebody in the mastermind ask us last week, they said, well, I'm just nervous if I pitch all my ideas, like I'm pitching good ideas, are they just going to take them and do them without me? Maybe. But I'll tell you this, they're not going to see you to be valuable if you don't pitch anything. Yeah. You know, if you're just pitching yourself, you're not pitching ideas, you're immediately losing the job. So get rid of the fear of, oh, I'm just nervous. Like I'm really, really excited about this idea. If I pitch it to them right off the bat, what if they take my idea and either hire their internal team to do it or they hire somebody else to do it? It's like, well, then they at least proved your idea is valuable.
Yeah.
And if you see them post that content, circle back and say, hey, I love that you used the idea.
Yes.
Love you found it valuable. Here's another one. We should do it, right? Like that is how you're going to win gigs. And that's what you and I focus on all the time. That's what we encourage everybody else to focus on. Be a giver. You do not want to be somebody who's clearly withholding value from a company as you're trying to pitch them. Like, give as much as you can, prove you've got good ideas, prove you've got a skill set to back those ideas up, and then prove you're going to be, respected and trusted to actually handle the job, right?
Yeah.
So that's our advice if you want to pitch Coachella, Stagecoach, any other event like that. It's just you gotta make yourself incredibly valuable. You gotta be incredibly flexible because they never happen the way they're supposed to happen, and you've got to be able to move fast on your toes and deliver super quick.
Yeah.
So
love it.
That's my advice.
That's our advice, guys. That's the recap from Coachella 2026. And I hope you found it so helpful. Next week, we will begin announcing what round 15 did within the 6 weeks.
Final number.
And if they broke the record or how close they came to it. So that's going to be really, really exciting. And you guys, we'll see you next week.
See you.